Hi, my name is Erica DaCosta. I am a junior in high school at Moorestown Friends School, and today I wanted to share with you the art of spoken word poetry. And personally, for me, spoken word poetry is amazing and interesting and intriguing. And for those of you who don't know, spoken word poetry is poetry, but it can't be written down. It demands to be acted out, to be performed. So today I wanted to share a poem with you all, and I found inspiration for this poem at a conference I went to a couple months ago in Abington, Pennsylvania. And at this conference, I met a man named Rodney Glasgow. And this man, he travels around the country and gives speeches to high school students about all sorts of different things. And he talked to me about these topics that inspired me so much to write this poem that I'm going to present today. This poem is called 5th Grade. I met a man the other day, and he told me to ask me about myself. And I started telling him, my name is Erica, I am 15, I am in the 11th grade, stop. He stopped me and asked me to explain to him who I really was. He asked me about my family, about my taste in music, what songs I sing in the shower, and how I feel about Valentine's Day, what I hide under the facade. He asked me about my 5th grade self and her awkward ways, and if that girl would be proud of me today. And I thought about that for a long time, in fact, and that's the question I like to ask others. Would your 5th grade self be proud of you today? And I said I wasn't sure about that. You see, I say I'm not sure about that because when I was in 5th grade, I was on top of the world. When my dad would ask me how much I loved him, I'd stretch out my arms as far as I could and say, this much. Those arms were filled with love, ready to embrace. When I was in 5th grade, I'd stretch out my arms when I want to be picked up. When my feet were too tired of the world's weight, the world's hate, I'd simply lift up my arms and be saved from all the pain. When I think about 5th grade, I think about a tiny girl with tired eyes and crooked teeth in the mirror every morning. But despite that flaw, people would always call me beautiful. And the sun would shine and I'd ride in the back seat to school, thinking about all the things I'd do that day. But today, the flaw in my teeth never felt so noticeable. And sometimes I walk to school. And the sun doesn't always shine as bright as it did, and sometimes the sky throws a fit. When I think about 5th grade, I think about how nobody ever told me that the world I lived in was not reality, and that one day I would meet reality. But he would not greet me at the door and kiss me on both cheeks like my father did. Reality would pound on the door and break it open even if I was not ready to meet him. And reality would not sit down and have a cup of tea like my dolls did. Reality would turn the house upside down and ask why it was such a mess. Life changes us, life confuses us because we are not prepared for it. We see change and told to keep quiet and accept it. I know a girl who's always been told you are beautiful, just the way you are. So when did she learn to suck in her stomach or separate her legs far enough so there'd be a gap between her thighs? In fact, a lot of things have changed about this girl I know. She used to love getting piggyback rides when she was 5, but now she hates getting picked up because she's insecure about her weight. When I was in 5th grade, regardless of a number on a grade report, people always told me I was so smart. But now, I have to stay awake at 2 a.m. with a can of Red Bull just trying to prove it. Just to bubble in scantrons that define who I am, scantrons that people on a panel will look at and tell me if I am good enough for them, just to make that honors cut. Because honestly, I am afraid to walk in the hallway and ashamed with my friends when we have to cross separate paths because honors and regular do not sit in the same classroom. When I was in 5th grade, somebody told me, You deserve better than someone who doesn't give you the time of the day. But at the same time, I was told, never give up on someone you can't go a day without thinking about. Explain that to the boy who's awake at 5 a.m., trying to find answers at the bottom of a glass bottle, trying to figure out if she really loves him or if it's just loneliness talking. You see, as we grow up, we are told these contradictory things. They confuse us. They change us. They change us. If I don't make that honors cut, I'm stupid. If I talk to someone about my problems, I'm just looking for attention. You see, these terms, they box us into these categories. Terms like nerd, jock, geek, loner, drama kid. They box us in so tightly we have no room to stretch out our arms. Those very same arms that were made to love, to embrace, are crammed so tightly into these boxes. And instead of reaching out and being saved from all the pain, I sit here in these boxes. So to answer that question, would your 5th grade self be proud of you today? Would your 5th grade self be proud of the girl who sucks in her stomach or the boy who tries to find answers at the bottom of a glass bottle? Or to every single person out there who's been crushed by life, crushed so hard so that they're so scared to fail that they don't even try? I'd rather ask this. If you had the chance, what would you tell your 5th grade self? I tell all of those 5th grade kids that when they grow up, they are not 16 years old or a 3.7 GPA or 120 pounds or an 1800 SAT score. Do you see a problem here? Do you see a pattern here? It's only the same pattern that's been used to confine us into those same boxes. Those boxes. So today, when I ask, what would you tell your 5th grade self, I tell her that a number does not define her. That the number on the weighing scale does not define her beauty, just like those scantrons do not define or measure her intelligence. I tell her, never forget the words to your favorite Disney song. And never forget the way you can't cook anything without burning it. Or the way you love dancing in the rain. Or how you feel about Valentine's Day. I tell her to do what she wants to do before life forces her to do what she has to do. Thank you.